Wargaming has released the Lion, a tier 10 Italian reverse auto reloader that looks exactly like the Leopard one, and it's up for grabs from the 2nd of February by using their assembly shop mechanic. You can spend a lot of different kinds of resources on it, but you can also buy it for roughly $200. In this video I'm going to show you what this tank is capable of, and although I've had some great moments playing this thing, it does have its weaknesses. Join me and let's find out together whether it's really worth spending so much on it. In this first battle we quickly rush here to do some early game damage. This is very worth to do if you're playing a medium tank. But yeah, as you can see, it's not really an auto-loader, like... Okay, I could shoot twice there, but... And see, my DPM is very high still, after firing 2 shells. Pretty good. Unlike the car or Progetto, the deeper you go into the magazine, the better the DPM gets, especially when you only have 1 shell left in the clip. You can use this in a lot of situations. Get shot once. The tank doesn't have any armor besides the gun mantle, therefore using HP is highly recommended, since you are almost always forced to trade. Nice, finally. And now we go back, dude. Actually, we can probably go to the mid. The mobility is fairly standard, and although a lot slower than the Leo one, it does get you from point A to B quite quickly. So now you get to see the clip in action, like when you fully unleash it. 1. See? Reload is long. 2. You shoot the first 3, then you reload. See? Look, I have same DPM as a Leo. Now I reload the second one, then I go for this guy. And I'm not gonna shoot the last one, I'm gonna reload 1 shell. You see? Quite fast. I kill, again wait for the next shell to reload. I aim until, shoot 1 more. Nice, and now we go basically. See, 6k damage in 5 minutes. And I still have 3 shells left essentially, ready to shoot with really good DPM. That's what's special about this thing. I would say using a HP on this thing is absolutely mandatory. Like, you cannot use IAU. No copium IAU for people. Thanks, mate. Yeah, push me out, bro. Alright, nice 277 player. In this next game, we will be playing on the heavy flank, where I wanted to abuse the fact that heavies usually have long reloads and you could squeeze in 2-3 shots until they're ready to shoot again. The turret is not really great, but you can still try and block some shots with a mantlet if you present a small target. And finally, a wild Moisin appeared. I realize that the 57 Heavy is not really paying attention and is reloading, so I go for a different angle. Although the final dispersion value is pretty good, the dispersion value on the move and while turning the turret are horrible, along with the insanely trash aiming time. If you expect Leo 1 like gun handling, you are in for a massive disappointment. Since the enemy team has completely disintegrated, it was time for me to go in and close up this match. Between the shots, you really get to notice just how long 4.5 seconds is, and I mean, this is one of the longest, if not the longest intro reloads apart from the Force 155 in the game. $6k damage in less than 5 minutes, not bad. This next game was my best game so far in this tank, and you can expect tons of damage and really get to see this tank shine in this crazy situation. But first, let's say a warm welcome to our sponsor, Warplanet Online. Once again, Warplanet Online is a massively multiplayer online game with a real-time world battlefield. Use intricate strategy to launch global warfare. As war is always changing, you need to stay alert and adapt your tactics, recruit a wide variety of commanders, and order your armies to battle against both AI and other players. The game features many realistic military units and a world map where you can build your own customized base, and you can stockpile troops, tanks, helicopters, and conquer key cities like New York, Paris, Tokyo, and much more. You also have the chance to compete with players from all around the world. They can become either your allies and help you conquer nations or your next targets. Warplanet Online is available on mobile for iOS, Android, and Huawei devices, but you can also play it on your PC and Mac through the Microsoft Store, Steam, and even Facebook Gaming. You can start on PC and can continue onwards with your progress on mobile throughout the day. I honestly very much enjoy the wide array of realistic units you can build, and if you're a military geek, you're definitely gonna enjoy the variety. Join through my link now and get your beginner package with 5,000 army medals and 5,000 units to help you kickstart your game. And back to the video. The gun itself is nothing comparable to the Leo one-man sniping, although it does give you a lot of troll misses, but sometimes it can also surprise you. I come up here to the rock to snipe, and since it's an encounter in a tier 8 match, I will have a lot of juicy targets to shoot at, hopefully. It's always worth it to blind shoot there, since a lot of TDs can be sitting on the ridge line and can also hit 2 birds with 1 stone, since if you get spotted after firing, you can be sure that there is a lightning in this row of bushes here. I quickly tell my EBR to proxy him, and luckily he actually listens. This EBR actually played quite well, and he saves us from getting capped. Well played. Since the capping enemies went safe, it was time for me to finally make a move towards them and reset the base. But they were still held down, so I had to go deeper. And now you get to see again how this gun absolutely shreds the enemies apart at close range. Once again, I'm trying to keep the last shell intact because my DP on this way will be absolutely good. And yeah, well, the poor AMX went AFK or something, but it didn't really matter in this case. As they kinda turned this around, now it was time for us to hunt down the remainder of the enemies. And also, well, the gun is not that great sometimes, look at that. And immediately after the third shell reloads, I just unleash havoc on this guy. With 4.5 seconds infra reload, it's still possible to go for the tracking shot, so definitely do that. Almost 9,000 damage, great result, but nothing will prepare you for this next run on Himmelsdorf, where the enemy lighting made a rather questionable decision early on. Oh. What is he doing? Three shots, not bad. Yes, he's very aggressive, man. Holy shit. Pershing. I didn't expect the 277 to be there. Luckily we didn't take any damage from it. I realized they're playing quite aggressive on the left side, so I go there to help. We should win this side here, honestly. I think after that team is pretty much won. Yeah, but they have the Carnarvon Howl down there. I mean, I can pen him. I want to trade with him though, if it's possible. Very important factor when it comes to this tank. This is a support tank. It will not do any good picking on your own, so make sure there's always a guy actually tanking in front of you. I see that there is an opening, so I actually just push through. I'm gonna shoot the last one because I need a DPM. Bro, please. Okay, that was pretty lucky. But you won't see many shots like that playing this thing. Yeah, this was like a 4-minute turbo battle, dude. Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. Armor worked. There you go. Look at that. Yeah, see, if they hit there, they will bounce. On close range maps, it will be strong, yes. But when you have to snipe, the gun is very derpy and you need to like have teammates that soak damage up for you. On Ruinberg from this side, you should always come to this position unless you're playing a light tank. It lets you do some nice damage in the middle and also side shots onto picking tanks on your left side. This tank especially works here quite well due to the clip mechanic. This game doesn't look that good and we're getting squeezed in quite hard because the zero line is about to get pushed, but I tried to pick the middle for some damage here. I realize our back flank is about to fall, so I try to make my way quickly towards the church. I try to peek around the corner here, but I quickly get spotted because the bush actually doesn't work, that's on the left. But I realize there's another opportunity here. After making a horrible trade, I quickly have to fall back because the enemy VZ is pushing through the street across. Yep, MRX are quite common when playing this tank, so once the experimental HP equipment comes around, I recommend you switch hardening for that, since it also gives your MRX more modular HP. Luckily, we find the air steerer being AFK in the base and we quickly farm him down. Finally, I load my 2 HE shells against the gorilla and this happens. He was reversing, so I thought his aiming circle would be completely messed up, but he still hit that shot. GG anyway. Now let's talk about some strengths. The fully aimed dispersion is pretty good, as you can see in this clip. One thing you'll have to be really careful about is shooting with tanks with really good DPM. In this clip I find an S-Kong whose lower plate is gigantic and I cannot possibly miss it, right? Well, the trade was not really that worth, I do 3 for 2, and the gist of the story is to not overextend as your intro load is quite long, you will often find yourself get simply outtraded. Finally, let's answer the question whether you should get this tank. The main weaknesses are the obvious lack of armor, the troll gun handling, the abysmal 15 km/h reverse speed, the weak HP base which you can complement quite well with the use of hardening, and the weak modules inside. The strengths are a clip that does not really punish you for going deep down onto the last shell, nice 420 alpha, and the overall dispersion is also pretty good once you had time to fully aim. The mobility is quite okay and gives you loads of chances to do some nice early game damage, complemented by decent view range. All in all, this tank works best when it has space, and by that I mean fighting against targets who aren't aiming and constantly shooting at you, thus making you a great support tank once you can exploit that insane firepower at close to mid ranges. And this is the love child of the infamous Karo 45T and the Leo one, which I both covered in videos. One would expect this thing to be an absolute beast on the battlefield, but in reality it is just slightly above the average medium tank thanks to its magazine's firepower. Should you sell your entire garage to be able to afford it or rob a bank? I'd recommend you not to do that. If you really want this tank but you do not have enough resources to purchase it outright, I'd recommend you to spend maximum 30 euros and not more. It is simply not worth that much. Let me know guys what you think about it in the comments, and thank you for watching. And don't forget to check out Warplanet Online, link is in the description.